apologize to her. And the reason I'm starting with an apology is the fact that most of the time, this is not most of the time. A lot of times we get to, I wouldn't, there are different reasons. I wouldn't know whether it's because maybe we are understaffed here in Nigeria, but it should be basic training. It is basic training that you educate your patients. Patient education is very important.
Right.
And secondly, patient concerns should always be prioritized. If the patient tells you I'm having these side effects, for whatever reason, don't just dismiss it.
Right.
And we hear this kind of complaints, and I'm so sorry that this was her experience. So I started by saying, of course, there are different side effects. And I also mentioned last week, I highlighted that there are different factors that come into play when you want to give, or when you want to start up a family planning method for anyone. You have to consider a lot of things. And number one of the things you consider is the medical history of that client of yours.
Right.
So what's their medical history? There are some persons that have certain medical histories that you don't even start up some certain contraceptives. You know, you don't give them, like, maybe there are actually some people you shouldn't give hormonal contraceptives. Or some people that if you're giving hormonal contraceptives, you're giving the ones that don't contain estrogen. You're giving only progestin only. You're giving progestin only contraceptives, you know. So the issue we have in Nigeria is that both on the health provider's side and also on the receiver, the consumer end, you know, there's this laxity when it comes to seeking health care. Most times we don't even go to the professionals. We just go to someone. Maybe I've had people that say, okay, who gave you this contraceptive plan? Oh, my neighbor is a nurse. Or one pharmacist. And you now find that it's not even like a proper pharmacist, maybe one chemist, and they're not properly trained. So there are different things that come up. That's why we ask people to please go to a certified clinic, you know, please, a hospital, ask around. And then if you have any side effects at any point, please insist it's your right. I'm having this side effect. And one of the things you need to do as a healthcare provider is to stop it. Find out, stop it first, discontinue that particular, especially if it's hormonal, discontinue it, then probe for that to find out what the issue is. You know, so her being on that contraceptive option all this while, having those side effects and not knowing, and if it's hormonal, one of the issues that come up will be mood changes. I think she mentioned something about her being suicidal. I don't have so much information. I don't have so much info, but if I'm understanding, maybe those hormonal effects kind of messed up her, you know, her moods, you know, and when you're having those depressive, you know, moods that come with the hormonal imbalance, it can tip you into different, you know, mental health issues. So these things are not to be overlooked. It doesn't happen with everyone, of course, it does not. But if it ever happens with anybody, people should be informed. So if you just notice any change that you're concerned about, they know, okay, I've heard that this could happen. Let me call my doctor, let me call my nurse and find out if this is associated. Sometimes it might not be the contraceptive, it might be something else. It could be an organic issue that has nothing to do with that, you know, contraceptive option. That's why you should go seek out. So there's a whole lot of information I don't have to exactly, you know, reach out and say, okay, this is exactly what you can do, what you should be doing. But I think hers was more of a complaint that is valid, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed. So I'm really sorry that she went through that and went through that without proper information and without the knowledge all these years. And that thing about discontinuing, I want to quickly say is that most times when it's hormonal, the symptoms don't just stop because the hormones are still in you. So it takes a while, sometimes with average, depending on type, average of 3 to 6 months, some 6 to 12 before the effects, you know, kind of taper down and clear off completely. So but I still advise her to go see her doctor.
All right. We've got Blessing from Ikorodu. She says, I'm 23 years old. My baby is 1 year and 6 months. My husband and I have agreed to have another baby when our baby is 4 years old. He told me to go for a family planning, but I was told that it has side effects. Please, how true is this? Well, we've spent a lot of time talking about that, but you also have to see a proper professional. That's what the doctors have been saying on the show. See a proper professional, and that way you and them can go over the side effects of each one, and then both of you decide which one you think would be perfect for you. That's what the doctors have said, both times that they've been here. Am I right, Dr. Chama?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
Yes, and of course, people need to know there are about 18 methods, right?
Okay.
You need to
Hold,
know,
hold
including
on.
the
Hold
natural
on.
method.
We have a call, and then we'll get back into the 18 methods there are.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and I'm not on the line.
Welcome, engineer.
Yeah, I just want to keep thinking about what you are just discussing about the family planning. Firstly, that people should know about the family planning is foreign body. Go and quote me. You can ask your doctor. The family plan is a foreign body. That was the first thing my father told me. He was a medical before he died. So, and I asked the same thing she said. The foreign.
Oh, unfortunately, your internet is not behaving well. So you're gonna have to give us a call back, okay? But yes, Dr. Choma, you were talking about family planning, and you mentioned, just like you did last week, that there are 18 methods. Yes, including natural methods. Dr. Choma, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, my mic was off.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, you're right. They're about that, including the natural options, of course. And people need to understand that when we say family planning, most times people just jump and say, oh, there are side effects. There are some that are not hormonal, right? And also family planning and contraceptives also include a condom. You know, we always also think it's only just for the woman. There's the condom, that's one. Then there are different other methods. When it comes to the natural methods, of course, we know that they are not reliable. None is 100% reliable, but those ones are greatly unreliable. And if you want to ever follow any of them, most times they are combined and they have to be followed with a lot of instructions and guidelines for you to, for them to be really effective. Because for some persons who, for different cultural or religious reasons, don't want to go on the modern forms of contraceptive options, we prefer maybe the natural options. But here's the issue, as I mentioned, about fertility awareness methods, right? You need to have a regular period, and you need to know how to calculate your menstrual cycle, yes, and also know when your peak fertility window is. These are, and your safe period. All these things are really important, because what we see is people say, oh, in my religious center or my culture or this, we don't use any contraceptive, we do natural. Okay, no problem. Of course, you have to respect people's choices. However, now that you want to do a natural, you ask them common questions like, what's your menstrual cycle length like? And you're like, I don't know, it comes out every 20th of every month. You hear stuff like that, and you're like, no, you don't even have the basic education of the method you want to choose. So you're going to it's going to be counterproductive, because at the end of the day, you're going to have more children than you wanted. So if you really want to stick to any method, you have to be committed to seeing it through, and of course open up your mind to know that every of them has a failure rate. So do your best. But if you really want to make sure that you are done, or you want to maintain a strict spacing method, or plan, then the modern contraceptive options are really key to that, because they have higher less failure rates, and high effective rates. So that's what I want to chip in there.
Okay. We have so many messages on social media, so many people trying to call into the show, but we have to take a break right now. As soon as we come back from this break, Dr. Choma will keep taking your questions about family planning, trying to answer them as much as she can. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is the Glass Ceiling on Hard Facts. Don't forget, at 5 o'clock, let's talk about your experiences trying to get the new notes. And then 6:45, let's talk about the woman who was banned from sending money to her parents by her husband.
2 minutes alphabets and African names with Auntie Norma.
Hi there, it's 2 minute alphabet and African names with me, Auntie Norma. Letter M on the menu today. Our alphabet menu. Miss Meiwa is about to meet a mischievous monkey. Maybe her pupils will make friends with him. I wonder who else has come to visit. Can you guess? It's a little creature beginning with the letter M. Makes a squeaky sound or noise. Yes, a mouse. Well done. Do you know a rhyme with a mouse in it? Like pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? Or hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. And can I hear someone singing a monkey rhyme somewhere? I think we should end with that one today. It goes like this. 5 little monkeys bouncing on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkey business bouncing on the bed. I'm sure Miss Mayowa doesn't like that either. Do you know what her name means? Mayowa is an Ishekiri name from the southern part of Nigeria, and it means God has brought this, as in Olu Mayowa. Well, that's all for now. Bye-bye.
And that was 2 minutes alphabets and African names with
My people are hello. Now, Bebsa Kalilano Adamadi Bazaar. Globe Festival of Joy promo.
This one now Helele price galore. Protect make life soft from glow.
Stadium web bracket the price them yet. Tanda gidi ba for win.
20 brand new house.
24 Chacha new cars.
100 generators.
200 sewing machine. 1,000 rechargeable fan.
And 1,000 upon 1,000 other price them day.
Just dial star 611 hash to enter and win inside the Globe Festival of Joy promo. Buy up to 20,000 naira data. Your luck fish shine to win brand new house. If you cost your recharge or low data when cost from 500 naira go reach 10,000 naira every month, week or every day. New or Chalaka plus other fantabulous price them feel on your hand.
You say don't top bicycle they sleep.
Make you dial star 611 hash now to enter and win. Terms and conditions there.
Unlimited. Book a ride on Anaya to move around Lagos. From Lekki to Oshodi, from anywhere to everywhere. Try Anaya and you won't go back to your old ways of moving around Lagos. Hurry and download Anaya app today and get your first ride for free using the promo code First Ride. Anaya, ANAYER. The power to move.
Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC FMN is committed to creating an integrated supply chain that can provide stakeholders with complete access to high-quality, fair-priced products. FMN continues to provide the needed support to its business partners through capacity development and the establishment of a sustainable route-to-market structure. Through its R&D strategy, FMN has created an agile route-to-market structure that allows for seamless product mobility and delivery from the point of processing to the end users. From farm to table, the group has created a resilient and sustainable supply chain structure. FMN is committed to affording Nigerians complete access to high-quality, fair-priced products from cultivation to final consumption, while accelerating food processing, value addition, and the sustainable development of its supply chain. The group is passionate about feeding the nation every day and is a source of livelihood for millions of Nigerian families. FMN, feeding possibilities, transforming lives.
Moves must be made. My people just to work hard. Dreams and challenges motivate us. But sometimes, when the journey gets tiring, all we need is something to push our limits.
Reactor, ignite your energy, bring out your inner champion. Reactor, ignite your energy, bring out your inner champion.
Reactor Energy Drink. What you need to push your limits.
Reactor.
Push your limits.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tunji Bakari. I've been a medical doctor for over 20 years, and sometimes I have to recommend my patients leave the country to get urgent care. But with 5G, I don't need my patients to spend enormous amounts of money to fly out. I can consult real time with experts all over the world without needing to get a visa. Even monitoring patients with heart conditions or patients that are at risk of other ailments alone at home can be done with the wearable technology 5G facilitates. Even though I'm a doctor, I keep having to convince my patients this is real, not magic. Bridge the gap with MTN 5G. It offers hyper-fast internet speeds, seamless buffering, and applications that can only be possible via its quality data capabilities. No be juju, na MTN 5G. Now available on iPhone. MTN, what are we doing today?
Please listen to this public service announcement. Are you or anyone around you having rashes on the face, hands, feet, and any part of the body that may be filled with liquid or pus? With or without a sudden fever, headache, body pain, and weakness, you may be infected with monkeypox. Monkeypox is an infectious disease transmitted from animals to humans and from humans to humans. To protect yourself and loved ones, avoid contact with sick or dead animals. Avoid skin-to-skin contact with persons infected with or showing symptoms of monkeypox. Do not share, touch, or handle clothing and personal items of an infected person. Stay safe by washing your hands frequently, soap and water, especially after caring for or visiting sick people. Early detection saves lives.
If you or anyone around you shows symptoms, please visit the nearest health facility for treatment to help stop the spread of the disease. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health, NCDC, and partners.
Isn't it beyond extraordinary owning a smartphone with a distinctive retractable portrait lens camera on an eco-friendly back cover designed with a sleek cinema-like mute-smooth screen, a super fast charge battery, and PC-level large memory? Go for the new Techno Phantom X2 today and get a free Phantom razor toothbrush or a trolley travel case. Also enjoy 24 months warranty, 100 days broken screen warranty, and free data on a 5G network for up to 12 months. Hurry now to select retail stores while offer lasts. T's and C's apply. Techno, stop at nothing.
Wake up, sleepyhead. It's Girls' Day Out.
Fine. What's the plan for today?
Okay, so we have a 9 a.m. hair and nail appointment at the salon. At 3 p.m., we're going to watch the new superhero movie, have drinks with Emeka and his friend at 6. At 8, we're going to try out the new restaurant at the mall and...
All that in one day? How?
Easy, my love. Start your day with a bowl of cereal made specially with Olympic milk. And let's get going.
Enjoy the goodness of Olympic milk to own your day. Olympic milk. Stay active.
Imagine a life with zero worries. Imagine a world where you're relaxed and free, where all your dreams
With Page Financial, you have zero worries when it's time to pay your bills, rent, school fees, and vacation. We'll be here making it easy for you.
Visit our website www.pagefinancials.com or call 017007243. Page Financials, taking you further.
Did you know that to win an election requires more than winning the majority votes cast? Now, let me tell you. According to the Constitution of Nigeria, your candidate must win 25% of votes in 2/3 of all states plus FCT to become a president. And same for all local government areas in a state to become a governor. Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari met this requirement. Therefore, you cannot win with only northern or southern or eastern or western votes, or even only Christian or Muslim or idol worshippers' votes alone. So, you need enough support from across the country. Now that you know, help tell everyone around you so that it will not be an issue tomorrow. Think Nigeria first. Think Nigeria always.
This message is from the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO.
My people, it's that time once again. Have my chance here again, so my people don't go. You got to take good care of your skin, got to check on your skin so it's not like sandpaper. Make sure you rub your hands, oh yeah. Make sure you rub your legs and your face, oh yeah. Thanks to Vaseline, everything's so smooth.
Vaseline Petroleum Jelly shields you from the harsh effects of harmattan. Created to lock in moisture, Vaseline keeps your skin smooth, soft, and protected.
So soft, and sexy Vaseline.
The new cash withdrawal policy by the Central Bank of Nigeria will take effect from the 31st of January 2023. With UBA, you can make limitless banking transactions using the new UBA mobile app or dial *919#. You can also log on to internetbanking.ubagroup.com or bank with Leo on Instagram, Facebook, Google Business Chat, Apple Messages, and WhatsApp. For more information, call 0700 2255 822 or email cfc@ubagroup.com. Terms and conditions apply. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Everyone is at the table for lunch. Mom is bringing in the jollof rice. And then...
John!
Sorry, Mom.
Hello? Can I order some jollof rice to be delivered?
Mama saves the day. Lunch is here.
Mom, I got some Coke too.
Just come and eat, Joe.
Cook up memorable moments because family lunch and an ice cold Coke make a recipe for wonder. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Should you consider family planning? I've got a public health expert on the show today. She's Dr. Zobo on social media. You've probably seen her on Instagram or Twitter, Dr. Zobo. But her name is Dr. Chioma Nwakama Akano. And today she's been talking to us about family planning, answering your questions about family planning as best as she can. I've got a question here from Anonymous. Anonymous says, my wife did incision type of family planning. It's about 3 years now, but she does have regular flow, though just little each time we have intercourse. Each time we have intercourse, we perceive a terrible smell that always makes me avoid intercourse with her. Is there anything that she can do to avoid this smell? Okay. Could family planning cause a smell, Dr. Choma? Cause an unpleasant smell, because all vaginas have a smell, but an unpleasant smell.
Okay, thank you for setting the record straight, Sandra. So so people need to understand that the vagina doesn't need to smell like roses.
It doesn't.
So, but if it's offensive, then you should go see a doctor. It's possibly a symptom or a sign of a possible infection. So there's no known side effect linked directly to hormonal contraceptives. So if there's offensive odor coming from there, then I would advise that he has a conversation with his wife. I want to believe he has. I don't know what their communication quota is like, but he should find a way to let her know. Maybe she doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So if she's aware of that, then she should go see a doctor to find out what it is and then treat it.
Okay.
So that's what
I've got a message here. I'm on arm implant. It will be a year in February. Apart from the first few weeks where I had terrible cramps and back pain, all is going well. Although my period has ceased since then, it scares me so much. I hear people say the bad blood is stored inside my body. Kindly let the doctor throw more light. Dr. Choma, is the bad blood being stored inside her body?
Thank you so much for this question. Oh my God. Wow, it's alarming how much people are confident about saying things they don't know.
Dr. Choma said, wow. Dr. Choma said, wow.
No, there's nothing I've not heard in this practice, and I'm like, wow. So, firstly, direct answer, no, there is no bad blood being stored in your body. For bad blood to be stored, it means bad blood is being produced. I like to let people understand that our bodies are biological, right? So you don't, if you for your body, just like how people say breast milk is spoiled when maybe if you don't give your baby for a few days or you fall sick, it's coming from your body. Unless you yourself, you're trying to say that you're rotting from inside. There's no bad blood, right? So what the contraceptive does, the hormonal contraceptive option that you're on, what it does is that it prevents that ovulation from taking place. And when ovulation is not taking place, menstruation is not taking place at all. So you can't store what you have not produced. It's simply ignorance. So there is no menstruation taking place, and it's okay, very okay, if your period has ceased for the whole while you are on that contraceptive option. It's totally normal. Once a woman is ready, maybe, I don't know whether this is final bus stop for her, but if she's ready to have another child at any point, you are ready, have a conversation with your doctor. They will discontinue that option within the next 3 to 6 months. I've seen people within the first month that they removed it, they still took in, right? But we say 3 to 6 months on the average because of, the hormones need to clear off and balance, balance. So when we talk about hormonal imbalance is not a bad thing if it was intentional. Are you with me? This particular imbalance is intentional. It's something we orchestrated by ourselves so that we have the result we want. So once you are ready, they will stop that contraceptive option and your hormones will correct, and then you are now, if you're ready, you follow your normal fertility window and do everything you need to do on your own part, and of course have a conversation too with your doctor. So I
like that Dr. Choma keeps repeating, have a conversation with your doctor, not in your WhatsApp group. Not in your WhatsApp group or your girl. Doctor.
People get their information from the wrong sources, and then they put themselves under so much pressure and sleepless nights that are really unnecessary if you come to think of it. So why don't you get your information from the right source? And it's good that she has asked, and I hope this has cleared her doubt. There's nothing wrong with you. When you are ready, discontinue it and have your next out. There's no bad blood being stored up. You can't store what you don't produce. I think that's the sermon of the day.
I love that. You cannot store what you don't produce, and it applies to so many things, but this is not a political segment. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. What's your name, sir?
Ade is my name.
Ade, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Sandra. Thank you. Yes, from my own personal experience, this family planning, the side effect, sometimes one will not even expect much of those side effects. But from my own experience, we were doing withdrawal initially, which is natural.
Yes.
But after 5 years, it failed.
Okay.
So because we don't want another one to happen, we did one. But the one we did was this implant.
Okay.
But after that, trouble for my wife. So what we want to do, what can we do? So the doctor said she should go and remove, and he's a professional, a gynae doctor, a specialist hospital. So she was advised to discontinue. After that, what next? Which one would be the safer one with less
side
effects?
What did the doctor recommend? What did the doctor say?
The doctor said we should discontinue and look for another one that will be less
problematic.
Problematic.
Yes, but the doctor didn't recommend. The doctor didn't make any recommendations.
No, she has not made recommendation. While we are thinking that she got pregnant again.
Hey, Jesus! Sorry.
So the conclusion. So my wife now said, okay, after this one, she was going for tubal ligation.
Ligation, okay.
Yo, I think it is because I don't want to lose my wife. I was scared. I now told the doctor that, can I do it? He said yes, but my own is complex and it's more expensive. I want to suggest where we have men who can afford it and who wouldn't mind. Men also, it shouldn't be women's affair alone. For me, suppose I have the money, I will not have allowed the issue of complexity to discourage me. I would have gone for the for the men's side.
Yeah.
But eventually, because my wife already prepared, she would do the tubal ligation, and we did it for about less than 70K after delivery. The delivery was normal. Then we now did that one, and with little or no side effect, and she's okay.
She's okay.
So as many women who wouldn't mind after having 2 or 3 or 4, and you don't want to have any again, we can go for tubal ligation, but that one is almost permanent.
Okay.
Irreversible.
Okay. All right.
But it's safer and it's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling, Ade. Now, of course, when we had the doctors on last week, they said that it's actually reversible. It can be reversed. Yes, Dr. Choma? Tubal ligation can be reversed. Yes.
Yes, depending on how it was done.
Okay.
There are ways now. Recent ways of doing it. Yeah, different methods now that can be done where it's reversible. Yeah, but then it's not very common. Like, so you need to like make your inquiries and make sure that the doctor knows this is what you want to do. However, we were also, I think Dr. Nee mentioned last week too that of course this is not readily available, plus is expensive. However, it's not a final bus stop. In case someone says, okay, sometime in the future they want to have a child after doing a tubal ligation, you can still have a child via IVF.
IVF, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. But then, of course, when we just say IVF is not just...
It's not my money.
Snap of the fingers. It's not my money.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just so people have the options if they can afford
it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. 99.3. Hello. Sorry about that. Give us a call back if you can. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
This is Chris.
Hi, Chris. Welcome.
Sandra, I need to give myself thumbs up. Or how did they speak that grammar?
Okay. Why?
Before I marry my wife, I've been listening to all this family planning, right? I said no. I made up my mind because people are telling stories after I check what they're going through. So when I get married to my wife, I sit her down, we talk. I needed 2 kids. No family planning. Self-discipline, I give it to myself. You know, woman, it's not easy. When we get through, she started, I said, what did I tell you? I don't want to do, please. But if you decide to do something funny, I will find out, and it won't be funny with both of us. Then she said, no, she needs a daughter. I said, my aunties have daughters. No, from our own wound, guys. Then we tried. I said, look, God, my sons, they need a girl. If this one happened to be a boy, don't ever mention this to me. And thank God she listened. We get the third one. It happened to be a girl. That very day they put her to bed, I named her immediately Obianuju. And thank God she listened to me. So for me, I don't believe in this family, whatever. I did not do it, and it worked out for me. Thank you.
All right, Chris. Chris says, I don't believe in family planning. I didn't do it, and it worked for me. Dr. Choma, do you have thoughts?
Yes, thank you, Chris. I like that. I think most of our callers have been men, means that they are actually interested in this because it's not a women-only affair.
That's right.
I would say this, my 2 cents to what Chris has said is the fact that something works for you doesn't mean it works for everybody, right? And the exception doesn't make the rule. So the fact that this worked for you, it must have taken a lot of education, of self-discipline, as you said, and of course there are a lot more factors in place. There are a lot. We're talking financial, economical, social factors, medical factors before you try to do that kind of thing.
Even
so
biological, because remember you were saying earlier that for the woman you have to know your cycle and watch it like a hawk. You know, you have to know when you ovulate, when your period is going to happen, when you're fertile, so that you stay away during those times. And even sometimes that can fail, you know?
Yeah. Yes. You know, so, and then there are actually some conditions I have to mention that women could have where birth control is very helpful, right?
Okay.
So it's not just even the contraceptive option. It's also helping you medically. You know, cases like endometriosis and, you know, some persons living with, these persons with conditions like PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, you know, so there are people that are using, you know, when people just talk about family planning, our mind just runs only to the family, I mean the traditional family, but it's just contraceptive option and can be accessed by both single and married people and for different reasons. So there are some persons where while this is giving you that contraceptive, you know, option, it's also helping you medically. I can't go into details, but I just need to put this out there. So people shouldn't just tell. That's why I say speak to your doctor. Your neighbor's condition is different from your own. Even a twin. Even if you are twins, you know, your histories are different. So don't just try to make hasty decisions and say, okay, this is what works for me. Even that natural one you want to do, you need to be really educated because it can fail if you try to do it on your own, right? So people just need to understand that the reason there are a lot of benefits, when it comes to family planning, both for the persons, for the economy, for the society. And when we are talking, so we shouldn't just bypass this.
Even what he did is family planning. He just used the natural method.
Thank you. I was going.
He said me. I don't like this family planning, but he did family planning. He used natural method.
Yes, because we mentioned what family planning is, right?
Yeah.
It's just the ability of individuals to anticipate and attain your desired number of children.
Yes.
What you did was family planning. You sat your wife down. You had a conversation. Kudos to you. We need more of that. I mentioned that last. But what you did is family planning, and you did the natural one.
Yeah.
And it worked for you.
Yeah.
Right? So discussing the time of your birth, you've decided whether it's only boys or only girls. We are stopping at number 2 or number 3. That's planning. That's the major thing. Then the way you now use the method to achieve your plan is now what we're having a conversation about. There are different routes to that particular junction.
To that junction. We'll take a final call. I know, but we'll take a final call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Thanks for calling. What's your name, sir?
It is Leke from Shagam.
This is Leke from Shagam?
Yes.
All right, Leke, go ahead.
Okay, please, I want to add about teenage. But sometimes I think I hear about that teenagers can have and that to discourage teenage pregnancy. So if it's true,
so can teenagers be on contraceptives?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Leke, for calling. Well, Dr. Choma said both single and married women can be on contraceptives. I wonder how she feels about young, teenagers. Dr. Choma?
This is a very dicey topic.
Very dicey, very sensitive, especially because we're a very conservative nation.
Thank you. We're a very conservative and morally bound nation, right?
Yeah.
So when we try to say what the facts are, then look for how to meet in the middle with the conversation. Right. This is why it's important for us to have comprehensive sexuality education. It's very important, both from the parents in all angles, the parents, it's the schools. When people hear sex education, they think it's you encouraging the child to have sex. But here's the thing: statistics have even shown that children who are given age-appropriate sex education, they make safer sexual choices, and this even includes abstinence. Right.
True.
So you let them know that this is what it is. These are the options available to you. Whether we like it or not, teenagers are having sex. We don't like to hear it, but it's happening. So I always tell people, when these people are having sex behind your back as parents or as guardians,
even the parents had sex as teenagers.
Right? So would you rather they had a child wants to have sex and they don't have access to condoms as a boy, they don't have access to that, and then they just, there was a time I tweeted this, and this happened in the secondary school.
We got 30 seconds.
Okay, so these guys were using nylons to have sex. Secondary school children.
Oh no.
Yes. So would you prefer? That means they want to do the right thing, but they don't have access to it or how.
Right.
So this is just really a sensitive topic, and we don't have enough time. But I'm saying that
maybe we're gonna come back and have a conversation about sex education.
Yes, I think this sex education should be a different topic. But I just say if that comes to a scale, rather safe sex than having unprotected sex. But sexuality education, sex education is really important. Let them know what and when to start and the options available if they decide on their own.
All right. Dr. Choma Kano, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks for calling Bastion.
Since I signed up with Bastion HMO, I don't worry about hospital bills. I get access to top quality healthcare